When talking about labor here in Trinidad, you can't leave out Butler, the man from Hyderabad. He appears and disappears, so the people say. I hear he made an appearance just the other day, and he said,
what he say?
Roger, comrade Roger, Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't seen corruption evermore? Roger, comrade Roger, boy, you down there on your own,
Looking like a hungry dog, begging for a bone.
Roger. They say you made the best offer for the refinery, but they still looking for a buyer. They scorn your money. That must be a bitter pill. Of course you're gonna be angry, but remember what Stalin say, black man don't get nothing easy. I know you agree. Roger, comrade Roger, Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't seen corruption evermore? Roger, comrade Roger, boy, you down there on your own,
Looking like a hungry dog, begging for a bone.
Roger. Certainly you have the right to endorse anybody. So comrade, don't be uptight or fuss too much over me. I just do not understand why you forsake your own brother. But if you're happy with that, you could go and campaign for Lucifer
or his sister.
Roger, comrade Roger, Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't seen corruption evermore? Roger, comrade Roger, boy, you down there on your own,
Looking like a hungry dog, begging for a bone.
Roger. The labor movement came the MSJ, seeking to bring improvement in governance today. I thought you was all for that like George Wicks and Rienzi, but you proved to we you rather put party before country.
Comrade, go free.
Roger, comrade Roger, Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't seen corruption evermore? Hey, Roger, comrade Roger, boy, you down there on your own,
Looking like a hungry dog, begging for a bone.
Roger. talking about labor here in Trinidad. You can't live out Butler, the man from Hyderabad. He appears and disappeared, so the people say. I hear he made an appearance just the other day, and he said,
what he say?
Roger, comrade Roger, Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't seen corruption evermore? Roger, comrade Roger, boy, you down there on your own, looking like a hungry dog begging for a bone. Roger.
Constructive Talk with Pastor Google, where every conversation builds bridges and sparks solutions, because together we can shape a better future. On the Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
Remember what Stalin say, black man don't get nothing.
Poverty is no excuse. You don't ever win but lose. This is Karina Shea and you're listening to Pastor Google on Street 919 FM.
Hear it, protesters daily declare it. Bedlam on Nelson or Beatham, when you are shut down the program. Vendors from Queen Street to Charlotte, when they hot and ready to riot. What we do, like they what we thief. Once some facing adverse conditions, crime is their fallback position. And to this mindset I just fall, good grief, good grief. Cause I remember back in the 90s when they killed for Michael Hercules, shoot me famous prison commissioner. The mother said she boy was a hustler, but for crimes like murder there is no good reason or rhyme. Poverty ain't no damn excuse for crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. You don't ever win but lose. But quick upward mobilization, nothing beats good education. Next time a youth man say it, hit him a slap one time. What poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way. Go tell your picnic them, all who causing the problem.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. I hope that you're back with me on Facebook and on YouTube.
Met some youth men down on the bread line, same song they sing and then.
Let's thank Bishop Aaron very much for being with us, and also those of you who would have been with us since this morning till now. Thank you all very much.
What we do, how they what we eat. It's that time for causing the problem. Boss man run the bread is the anthem. Forcing Asia war and gnashing of teeth. Still I remember Michael Hercules when they killed him back in the 90s. The mother said it wasn't murder. His son was just seeking a dollar. For many of us who broken, who don't have a cent or dime. Poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. So when is your time to choose? Instead of shooting and looting, my pot and my lack still recruiting. Tell them youth man chant it before our next judgment time. Poverty and no damn excuse for crime. So hear me now. If you're starving to death with nothing to eat, that is no excuse. When them vendors get chased off the street, that is no excuse. Unemployment land, you can't get a job, that is no excuse. If you're struggling inside in no money club, that excuse for crime. Take a look at Miss Oprah Winfrey. Grew up in abject poverty because of drive and ambition. Today that same Oprah with billions. And over 74 years ago, a little black boy born in Tobago. No shoes on his feet, walked from miles to school, real cool. Never knew the lap of luxury. Catch us and hard grind was the story. But today, as our PM, he rule. He never said like back in the 90s, like that you two shoot for Hercules. This nation owes me a living. Today I go make a killing. Never once took the thief in. By brains and hard work he climb. Poverty could never absolve crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. So don't fall for that abuse. You don't have to rob or cause distress because you're poor or you're jobless. You're living in mental slavery. Exorcise that thought from your mind. Poverty and no damn excuse for crime.
So I see you, 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 I see you. Yep, and I see you on YouTube. And thank you all very much for quickly coming back on. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. If I never tell you thanks before, then I'm saying it to you publicly. And now thank you very much for the love, the support, the encouraging words I'm seeing on YouTube, on Facebook. Sorry, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything on YouTube. I don't know why I'm not seeing any of your comments, but something that you may have to look into, check out. All right, but I'm not seeing any of you, and that might be a good thing or a bad thing. That might be a good thing or a bad thing. You have to tell me if there's a good thing or bad. I think it's a bad thing because the majority of you all out there are good persons who would send me great messages. There's some of you who, you know, one or two of you who have their issues, which doesn't really faze me. You know what I mean? Don't. Once my people love me, I don't really care what you think, you know. It doesn't really faze me, you know. You know what I'm telling you? So here is now. I found some interesting information that I would share with you guys. Also, as you all know, or if you haven't heard us yet, so on Sunday, the People's National Movement is having their special convention, and then on Sunday, and then Sunday morning they're having a special convention, and then Sunday evening they're having a presentation of candidates, prospective candidates. You understand? If you didn't know, well, now you know. So when I told you when I come back from the break, I'll drop it on you. So I'm going to drop it on you here now. Alright, so take a listen to this. Take a listen to this. While I get you ready to join me and getting all of you on the live. So I'll start off with this. Take a listen to this.
People's National Movement held a special General Council meeting this evening, declaring that the battle lines have been drawn. In a media briefing after the meeting, the party made it clear that elections are imminent.
As a result, has convened a special convention for Sunday the 16th of March, which is Sunday coming, at City Hall, Port of Spain, and that convention will be called to order at 10 a.m., at which time these 41 candidates will be presented to the convention, the special convention, which of course is the highest body, decision-making body of the party. And following that convention at City Hall, we'll move to a presentation of candidates to the national community at 2 p.m. at Woodford Square.
So you heard that, right? I hope you all heard that. Special convention. All right, listen again.
The special General Council meeting this evening, declaring that the battle lines have been drawn. In a media briefing after the meeting, the party made it clear that elections are imminent.
As a result, has convened a special convention for Sunday the 16th of March, which is Sunday coming, at City Hall, Port of Spain, and that convention will be called to order at 10 a.m., at which time these 41 candidates will be presented to the convention, the special convention, which of course is the highest body, decision-making body of the party. And following that convention at City Hall, we'll move to a presentation of candidates to the national community at 2 p.m. at Woodford Square.
Right, so you heard that? I hope you heard that. I hope that you heard that. So, yep, the battle is starting. This battle is going to start, you know. So, you know, there are rumors, there are different talks, there are different rumors going around. You know, they're saying election might be on the 28th of April. There are some people thinking that election is going to be drawn straight down till November. There are some people who believe that election might call in May. There are some people believe that elections are going to call, but to call it, have to call. If you don't know that, I'm telling you one time. So, listen to me. For the election to call, it have to call. But there are different dates that are being thrown in the air. You hear the opposition crying out, call election now. How long they saying that? Since 10 years ago. Call election now. But you think they're ready? They haven't even chosen the 41. Well, it's not 41. They don't choose 41. They choose 39. Yeah, they choose 39 candidates. And they haven't chosen 39 as yet. But they calling for election now. You think if Minister Young and they was to say, all right, the 30th of April, they're ready? They're scrambling. They'll be scrambling for candidates. But you know, people not talking that. People expecting you to just go and vote. Just go and vote. That's all. It don't matter. It doesn't matter when they call, when they call it or who they have to put. You just go and vote. That's how you think. That is the right way to think, no? That's how you choose people. Answer me that question now. Those of you out there. That's how you go about choosing a leader for your country. There is somebody who wants to represent you. Don't you want to meet with them? You don't want to talk with them? You don't want to let them know what some of the issues you have in your community? You don't want to let them know, well, hey, here, what this is what I expect of you? You think if an election is called now, the UNC candidates have enough time to go and meet with the people? Let's be real. Do they? Do they really have enough time? The PNM choose their candidates long enough. They're done on the ground. They're hitting the ground running. But they believe that you will still vote against the PNM because why? Yeah, you hate them now. You just have this hate, you know, this dislike. Like you get, hello, good afternoon.
Let me say.
You get pay?
Good afternoon to you.
You get pay?
Good afternoon to you.
Did you get paid? Good afternoon. Did you get paid?
What the pay?
I don't know. You remember they had to pay, you know, they need your voice out there. They need you to come on the radio and cry and bawl and scream at me.
As you get some hours extra, you talk about money.
I just asking you if you get a little dust, you get a little something yet?
Do right, you get something because of the
We get a thing yet. But hear this now. I'll answer my question. Because I want to get into other things, but I want to start off because we get in an election mode. Special convention is called. Presentation of prospective candidates is going to happen. Waiting, April 28th.
I don't think he's talking about election call.
But do you think that the UNC is ready?
I do not know we're ready. All I'm saying at this time here, this just falling apart. All I'm saying.
You see how you could say that? You see you how you could say a thing like that?
In the last 15 years in this country.
I don't know why you're sounding so muffled though.
In the last 15 years in this country, Pastor Google, this country fall apart. This country ain't grow since the last 15 years. When I sit down and I get a vision, and the uncle of the nation come to me and tell me, he said, Kingsley,
who's the uncle of the nation?
Remember, see, you know the uncle of the nation?
Who's the?
Mr. Manning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
One of the best prime minister after Eric Williams.
You say?
Listen to me.
I need some water. You say?
You always say me that's rate, Manning. So you don't always say me that's rate, the uncle of the nation.
Let me tell you something. Anyway, go ahead now.
I could name from a total head what this man do for this country, you know, where Dr. Rowley
Mr. Manning is saying, no?
Yeah, Mr. Manning has do many for this country.
Okay.
I could name a book, write a book, and write about 2 books. What this man do for this country, where today, that when he lost power, the UNC benefit, the PNM benefit, the UNC chair benefit, the PM chair benefit. But the point with me in that matter, Google, Manning tell us about 3 individuals in this country that is do not trust. He tell us this country is not an easy country to run. We did not believe him. We only believe him when we see Kamala and Dr. Rowley running this country. And they running this country down to the ground. We understand that, hey, Manning was right. He tell us about Washington Duke. He warned us about Washington Duke. He also warned us about Kamala Prasad Bisasa.
True.
And he also warned us about Dr. Rowley.
But he also said some things about Dr. Rowley after, though. You remember what he said?
I can't remember what he said.
All right, so here what, right? Before you go, just before you, go ahead. Let me see if I could find it for you.
So, in the last 15 years, Pastor Google, this country stands still by politics, by playing games with the nation, and by asking me when the election will call.
No, I asked you when the election will call. I asked you if you think that the UNC is ready, because the UNC haven't chosen the 39 candidates. You know they don't go up it for Tobago, but they haven't.
Look, I see you helping the UNC just only.
What is that?
I'm telling them that. Look, I see you helping the UNC just only. You was helping the UNC just only by explaining them that, hey, we ain't name nobody. How the people would know? Only because it needs some months to campaign. You don't need 2 months at the Guina area. And the campaign it need about 3 to 4 months, and you have no ever done. I think you have no ever done a screaming.
No, they ain't finished the screaming. They ain't finished the screaming. But listen to as you say, Uncle Patos. All right, well, listen to Uncle Patos.
The Kamala Prasad Bisasa today, who is presenting herself as an alternative prime minister to Trinidad and Tobago, is just not ready, my dear friends. Lacks the political skill, lacks the political experience, lacks the political training, lacks the political acumen, and will be a disaster. What if God forbid, she becomes prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago? The Kamala Prasad Bisasa today, who is presenting herself as an alternative prime minister to Trinidad and Tobago, is just not ready, my dear friends. Lacks the political skill, lacks the political experience, lacks the political training, lacks the political acumen, and will be a disaster if God forbid, she becomes prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
Kingsley, who said that?
I want to make it clear to all Pastor Google. I left the PNM. I left the RP. But you know something? The UNC left me.
Well, listen,
I never left the UNC.
True.
You be like Pastor Google.
Wait.
I leave the PNM.
So you leave one woman. You leave the first girl you was with. You leave the second girl you was with. But the last girl you was with just so she leave you?
She leave me. I still waiting for the girl to come back home.
Tool Bay, you call that. Tool Bay.
So When they look come after me, remember that. Remember, I never
leave them. Them leave you.
The UNC leave me.
All right, listen to this one. Listen to this one. Listen to this one.
Anybody, and the PNM party is the best party to take Trinidad and Tobago out of the morass and out of the nonsense and out of the stupidity that passes for governance in Trinidad and Tobago.
And that is not an AI voice. The man said it with all his heart. Thank you very much, Kingsley. The UNC didn't leave you. I mean, the UNC leave you. You didn't leave the UNC.
No, that is UNC.
All right, sir. Ole go to me. Kingsley, ole sweet.
This fight is about bread, butter, and justice. And we fight with blood, sweat, and tears. We won't give up, we won't surrender, and we shall overcome. When talking about labor here in Trinidad.
So the United National Congress I don't know if they're ready, but it's always good to remind you of what Mr. Manning said to Oleno. Because some of you just forget what Mr. Manning said. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Pastor. I don't know if you answer already, I think that will concern me already. Last time I checked, the start screening first. Now the first part of the party that the start screening, then I know if it's done or the half inch more. And also far that the screening from 29.
The what?
So far, the screen 8. The confirm 8 from 29.
Who's that, Michaela?
So no. UNC have 8.
No, I think it's 8. I think they reach 11.
Well, it doesn't like. Well, I don't see next year. So far.
Yeah, I think they reach 11.
I think this year, Chiamo and them.
Who's that?
Oh
my goodness, don't say that.
Yeah. Ask the one.
I know?
She has more. Ask the one. She has more confirmed than them.
Oh my goodness.
And that's what. And right now that I think she will be because she had the same voter pool they have.
But you know that some of the people who she have were once UNC.
But she have the same voter pool. So she will do more than she did to them than PNM.
Oh gosh.
She had the same voter pool.
I hear you, sir.
I don't care you see or not because you know enough for conclusion anyway.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google.
Oi. Special convention on Sunday.
Yeah. Kingsley, I've seen you on Sunday or what?
Nah, of course not, mommy. Of course.
Pastor Google. Probably you may not recognize or realize the things that Kate Christopher Rowley did for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And as I said to you, Dr. Rowley going to leave and they will continue to call Dr. Rowley. You know why? He did a lot. He served his country, Pastor Google. You hear what I'm telling you about? He served. Pastor Google, right about now, I don't think the UNC ready. You hear what I'm telling you about? Even if they call election next 2 months, next 3 months, I don't think they're ready yet. Because you realize every Monday morning, somebody leaving.
Yeah.
Where is Jolene John?
Where's Jolene John in true? She wasn't there last night?
Well, part of what I see, she in the backstage now.
Oh.
You remember they used to continue using she on the next clown to skinny teeth. You understand me? You realize you're not seeing them in the front row anymore, right? In the backstage. You hear? And let me tell you something. The gentleman for La Brain, I know him here, eh? They used to call him Dosey, I say. You hear what I'm telling you? So you know good I know him, right?
Yeah.
I think I spoke to you and all on this program already.
Yeah, about Dosey.
About the gentleman.
Yeah.
And that is not good for that constituency for the UNC. It's not good. You hear what I'm telling you?
So the union man go lose the deposit?
How you name?
Yeah, how you name?
Pastor Google, I am telling you, the PNM party is a stable party. You hear what I'm telling you about? Don't mind they try to put it like if you know that bacchanal going on in PNM. No. It's not about that. You hear what I'm telling you about? Right? So after the leave there on Sunday morning, they'll be coming across into the square.
Yes.
They're going to present the candidate, right?
Yes.
And I notice now we have two young persons actually coming to Diego Martin West to tassel up with yours truly. We have Marsha Walker coming again to play the clown down there again for NTA. And Philip Alexander, as we said, coming down there for Diego Martin West. Pastor Google, let me tell you something here this afternoon. You see Diego Martin West, Diego Martin East, and Diego Martin Central, its constituencies being recognized. And you know we want the best for down there. A matter of fact, we want the best for Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, let she come along. She's going to meet us. You remember some years gone by when she contested with Dr. Rowley. Remember the big bacchanal with she and Gary Griffith in
Yeah, with the big truck. With the big truck. Yeah.
With the big truck?
Yeah.
Well, up in that very same street is where she grandmother and father to Bagay. Mother, you heard her telling you about? She had an arrogant way in it. Remember that, Pastor Google?
Yeah.
It was terrible. At that time, Gary Griffith was the commissioner of police, right? The acting commissioner, but you remember that, right?
Yeah.
She's coming back again. So I don't think she's ready yet. But as you know, we will be going all the way with Mr. Hans Stevens. You hear what I'm telling you about?
Safe hands. In safe hands.
You could tell me when safe hands? He ain't to pass him to we or what? Somebody who always, we have a lot of respect for. And as I said to you, Dr. Rowley, God is good. God will continue to bless you because you made it. You made we proud in Trinidad and Tobago. You hear what I'm telling you, Pastor Google?
Yes,
I want Kingsley to call, and tell me what position they're giving him in the UNC.
But he just said that they leave him. He didn't leave them, but them leave him. Well, okay, all right. They might make back then.
Yeah, but I think I feel to call him back.
All right.
You didn't see him on television last night?
Who?
Kingsley was on CNTT television on news last night.
Saying what?
Ask him, call him and let him call back and tell you. You know that there's actually go out on the street and ask him a certain question.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Kingsley, boy, I say, look it. Pastor Google, I go, let somebody call him and say, Kingsley, call back and tell me what position he want in the UNC, right? Pastor Google, call back.
Of course, you're going to be angry. But remember what Stalin said, black man don't get nothing easy. I know you.
You support country before party, well, go to hell. Go to hell. You say you support country before party, well, go to hell. Go to hell. Support your party. You say you support country before party, well, go to hell. Go to hell. Support your party. You say you support country before party, well, go to hell. Go to hell.
Come on, Roger. Boy, you down there on your own, looking like a hungry dog begging for a bone. Oh, yeah. Certainly you have the right to endorse anybody. So comrade, don't be uptight or fuss too much over me. I just do not understand why you forsake your own brother. But if you're happy with that, you could go and campaign for Lucifer or his sister. Roger, comrade Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't say corruption evermore?
So here now. So the question was asked. I don't know how many of you would have heard the question that was asked. A question was asked. Who is the people calling for sanctions on Trinidad and Tobago? Who? Oh, do you remember that? Who is the people calling for sanctions on Trinidad and Tobago? Huh? Who? All you know about that? All you ever ask that question? Who is the people calling for sanctions on Trinidad and Tobago? Interesting, eh? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Who calling for sanctions on Trinidad and Tobago? And you know what has amazed me, as I said earlier on, is that some of us just forget. But it's not in our right to remind you all. Huh? You don't think it's in our right to remind you guys of certain things that you all will forget? So I want to remind you all of something. I wanted just to remind you guys, because it's in my right to remind you all. Because when a question is asked, then an answer should be given. And I want to just remind you all a little bit now. So join me on Street 919 FM Facebook and on Iwer TV YouTube. Look for us. You will find us there. And you're going to see who's the people calling for sanctions. Okay, so that person wanted to deafen me. All right. So you wanted to know? All right. Somebody is saying Ms. Bissessa threatened to sue if Minister Young become Prime Minister, while Dr. Rowley's leader of the PNM. I hear you. But I just wanted to remind this nation of something. You know? And that's the problem. We need to keep certain things in archives, and when people want to erase history, we must be able to pull it back up and tell you and show you. One of the reasons why they dislike me as an announcer, you know.
Transportation detail of an aircraft that came into our country, and calling the names of people that we in a delegation from Venezuela. Let me just put all this in perspective. Trinidad and Tobago publicly, internationally, acknowledges Venezuela as its closest neighbor, acknowledges the UN Charter, and our response in dealing with Venezuela, as you may recall, when the Venezuelan-United States relationship deteriorated with the exchange or the removal of ambassadors, Trinidad and Tobago at CARICOM, and with CARICOM, we went to the United Nations. And we went there for a purpose. As the government of Trinidad and Tobago and as CARICOM, we went to the United Nations and we took the position that we will acknowledge the government of Venezuela as acknowledged by the United Nations. It was the President of the United Nations who said to us there that it matters not what is happening elsewhere. At the United Nations, the UN can only seat and recognize the Maduro government as the government of Venezuela. And we maintain that position as a CARICOM position. So I don't understand why our opposition leader is going out of her way, she and her minions, to try to incite the United States to convert their speculation into a situation where Trinidad and Tobago is deemed to have acted illegally, and we are deserving of the wrath of the United States. I shouldn't say I don't understand. It is to create they're attempting to curry favor with the United States and to create a political argument that they could use against the PNM in an election, that we are threatening people's good life in the United States. Let me just say that today the opposition leader of Trinidad and Tobago said something which again was quite startling. She said that by that aircraft coming into Trinidad and Tobago, we have broken international law. I want to remind you all that while we are cognizant of the long arm of the United States and the power of its activity against small states like ours and others, we know that the sanctions against Venezuela they don't come from international law. They come from an executive order of the United States. So for the opposition leader in Trinidad and Tobago to convert an American president executive order into international law and calling on the Americans to beat up on Trinidad and Tobago because we have broken international law, because a sanctioned aircraft, something unknown to us, has flown into our territory, is really something that should cause us to ask, just who is Kamla Prasad Bisesa working for? And let me tell you all something else too. All of this is happening on the day when the Express carries a story. And I want to draw your attention to 2 paragraphs in this story on page 4 of the Express. And I draw this to the attention of the national community. The paragraphs say, and I'm quoting here, and I'm quoting the report in the Express where they're reporting what the American ambassador told the Express. In general, entities and individuals risk exposure to U.S. sanctions by operating in the Venezuelan oil sector or materially assisting, sponsoring, or providing financial, material, or technological support or goods or services to, in support of PDVSA or other persons designated or identified under relevant sanction authorities. No, we have provided no support of any kind for PDVSA. I understand what is being said here by the United States ambassador. But why is the opposition leader trying to give the impression that Trinidad and Tobago has done what the ambassador is raising there as a concern, providing support for PDVSA? Our country has not done that. And so far, all that is being said about the sale to Aruba is, yes, we have sold fuel from Paria to Aruba. Yes, we are not responsible for what happened to the fuel once it got to Aruba or after. We are discovering now that it is being said that the fuel went to Venezuela. It is still speculation, allegation, and may or may not, because the United States has not made that allegation to Trinidad and Tobago as an action which they have put to us. The people who are driving that argument is the opposition in Trinidad and Tobago. But the other paragraph is most important. It says, this remains true, meaning the U.S. sanctions against helping PDVSA. This remains true regardless of how the transactions with Venezuela are conducted, whether using currency or in-kind exchanges, and without respect to whether such conduct is otherwise legal under another country's laws, unquote. So apparently our opposition leader is very happy with a position which says that it matters not what a country's law is. If an executive order is made in Washington, it supersedes the country's laws and it is no international law. That is what Kamla Prasad Bisesa has said today, accusing us of breaching international law by, according to her, breaching American sanctions by allowing a Venezuelan aircraft to come to Trinidad and Tobago. So as far as she's concerned, the case for sanction has been made because the aircraft is sanctioned. It came to Trinidad, so the case for sanctions has been made. That is what caused Kamla Prasad Bisesa today to leave the parliament in session, to come out of the parliament, to call a press conference, to make the case for sanctions against Trinidad and Tobago. I can tell you, the only correspondence, the only conversation that we've had with the United States, not even correspondence, a démarche, conversation. Minister Young met with the ambassador, spoke to the ambassador last week, 2 days ago. Our foreign ministry is in contact with the Americans. The only démarche between Trinidad and Tobago today, the Americans say, from open source this matter has been raised, this matter of Trinidad and Tobago's fuel ending up in Venezuela. From open source, you know what open source means? You know. Open source means we have seen that in the papers. We have seen that in the papers. So after the UNC planted the story in the papers, got it published by writers, hold on to it for dear life in Trinidad and Tobago, the Americans are saying, we've seen that in open source, and the UNC is beating it for all it's worth to provoke the Americans into sanction in Trinidad and Tobago. Open source means we've read something in the papers, and of course, if that is true, then you know there are consequences for dealing with us. If it is true, if you have dealt, if you have sold, if you know, and may, and allegations, and open source documents. But of course, in this conversation, the open source of the company saying we dealt properly with the shipping company, the open source of the Minister of Energy in Trinidad and Tobago saying we have not traded with Venezuela on this matter, the open source of the Prime Minister saying in the Parliament when asked if I was aware of trading with Venezuela, with fuel, the Prime Minister saying, no, I'm not aware of that. And most importantly, with Trinidad and Tobago saying we are not in the business of breaking sanctions to create difficulties for Trinidad and Tobago. That part of the open source is not there. The open source of the UNC, hammering this point, that we have in fact broken American sanctions and therefore calling on the United States to sanction Trinidad and Tobago for breaching international law. Well, today we want to say to Ms. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, we take comfort in the United Nations Charter, Article 2. Our public foreign policy position is that we insist for small states protection, as we did in January 2019. Ask the United States. And as I spoke in September at the United Nations in New York, that we and little countries like ourselves, we hold on to the rules-based diplomacy of the United Nations Charter.
This fight is about bread, butter, and justice. And we fight with blood, sweat, and tears. We won't give up, we won't surrender, and we shall overcome. When talking about labor here in Trinidad, you can't leave out Butler, the man from Hyderabad. He appears and disappears, so the people say. I hear he made an appearance just the other day, and he said, what he said? Roger, comrade Roger, Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't seen corruption evermore? Roger.
So the question is asked, who calling for sanctions? Who is the people on the sanctions? And who is sanction? I want to play something for you guys. Let me tell you something, eh? I believe people, they just forget. So that's why I play back Dr. Rowley. But I want to play something very recent for you guys. Very, very recent. I want you all to listen, eh? Listen carefully to what is being said. Take a listen to this, and you tell me who calling for sanction. Alright? So you tell me who calling for sanctions here now.
Is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to rise up Trinidad and Tobago.
Enough is enough.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, Say goodbye to US dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time. Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for US sanctions. Say goodbye to US visas. Say goodbye to US dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
So, who talking about sanctions? Who's scaring the people to believe that if you vote for Minister Young, you're going to get your visa taken away, this, that, the next? Who putting that in the heads of the people of Trinidad and Tobago? Who talking that sanction talk? Who wrote to the American embassy asking them to sanction Dr. Rowley and Minister Young? Who? And that's what I'm talking about. You as the listeners, and you the right thinking citizens. I'm not talking to people who made up their minds that they want to vote for the UNC, you know. That is your right. That is your constitutional right to vote for, and that is my right to support and vote for whoever I choose to. But don't make it look and sound and feel as though because that's my right, I must just roll over and play dead, and you must feel that you could insult me and say whatever you want about me, when the truth and the fact is that listen to what your leader is saying. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, caller.
How are you doing, Pastor Google? Pastor Google, today I was looking at MSNBC.
It was what?
MSNBC. Right, when you go on Bing and plan new job, the US economy is collapse by Friday because the Republicans do have enough support in the House. The Democrats have more support than the Speaker, and that two votes that could go against the Republicans, and the economy could collapse. And it have a lot to do with all the different tariffs and things that want to put on our nation. And Trump is complaining and saying that they're trying to destabilize America and get them out. So they don't have a time. Okay, thank you.
All right, caller, thanks. Thanks. That's something for me to look into. I wasn't hearing it too clearly, but it might just be something I need to look into. But staying on the heels of what we're talking about, the question is asked, who it is calling for sanctions on Trinidad and Tobago? Who it is scaring the people of Trinidad and Tobago to make them believe that, hey, your visa could be taken away, this could be taken away, that could be taken away? Who doing that? Answer me now. Answer me. But you see, we wouldn't talk about that. You know? We playing games around that. Right? We playing games around that. I am sorry, you know. But this is very clear. She didn't dance around it. She tell you if you vote for Minister Young, what she believe will happen to your visa and what will happen to what? Everything else.
Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for US sanctions. Say goodbye to US visas. Say goodbye to US dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to write.
You heard that? Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google. How are you?
I am good, mommy. How are you going?
Hi, Diana, listening.
Go ahead.
So if they take away your visa, you stop living. That is the only country where anybody has to go. Eh? So we share debate and I carry on, but take away visa. Visa is alive. So think they talk. I hear a man talk the other day about.
We going for a break, Mom.
Attention business owners. Are you looking to reach a vast audience and boost your brand's visibility? Then look no further. The Street 919 FM is here to help you shine. With over 170,000
This
followers
is the voice
on our social
of the
media
PNM.
platforms, our radio station is the perfect platform to showcase your products and services. Join us and let your message be heard by thousands of eager listeners. Contact us now to learn more about our affordable advertising packages. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to connect with your target audience. Advertise with the Street 919 FM today. For more information, call 399-5959, 384-2232, or 378-1470.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
This is the voice of the PNM. TNT, this is your invitation. On Sunday, March 16th, the People's National Movement is calling you from every town, every community to gather at the historic University of Woodford Square from 2 p.m. as we proudly present the 41 candidates for the 2025 general election. Hear from our Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, incoming Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young Senior Counsel, as they usher in a bold new era of governance for Trinidad and Tobago, and a powerful lineup of speakers, including your new PNM candidates. Be there as the leaders of today and tomorrow address us in Woodford Square. Don't miss performances by top soca artists.
Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code Radio2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
This is the voice of the PNM. TNT, this is your invitation. On Sunday, March 16th, the People's National Movement is calling you from every town, every community to gather at the historic University of Woodford Square from 2 p.m. as we proudly present the 41 candidates for the 2025 general election. Hear from our Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, incoming Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young Senior Counsel, as they usher in a bold new era of governance for Trinidad and Tobago, and a powerful lineup of speakers, including your new PNM candidates. Be there as the leaders of today and tomorrow address us in Woodford Square. Don't miss performances by top.
Is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on the Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
This is the voice of the PNM. TNT, this is your invitation. On Sunday, March 16th, the People's National Movement is calling you from every town, every community to gather at the historic University of Woodford Square from 2 p.m. as we proudly present the 41 candidates for the 2025 general election. Hear from our Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, incoming Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young Senior Counsel, as they usher in a bold new era of governance for Trinidad and Tobago, and a powerful lineup of speakers, including your new PNM candidates. Be there as the leaders of today and tomorrow address us in Woodford Square. Don't miss performances by
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio.
You are invited to join Pastor Morris Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. On Mondays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Trauma and Bereavement. Every Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Law and You. Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Dealing with Disabilities. And on Friday evenings from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All Night Prayer Live on the Street 919 FM. Designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective, and you will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justly, to love, have mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank would be greatly appreciated. Account number 795-222. For further information, call 753-1113 or 610-4673.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The Street 919 FM, your go-to for insightful political discourse. Stay informed, stay engaged, and join the conversation. Connect with us online for the latest updates and thought-provoking discussions. Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
We shall overcome. When talking about labor here in Trinidad, you can't leave out Butler, the man from Hyderabad. He appears and disappears, so the people say. I hear he made an appearance just the other day, and he said, what he said?
Trinidad and Tobago, I'm back with you. See, you're hearing the ad for Sunday, the 2nd of March. Tell me, 2nd of March. Sunday at 2 p.m. at Woodford Square, the People's National Movement is hosting the special convention on Sunday and a presentation of candidates, which is going to be taking place at 2 p.m. at Woodford Square. I look forward to seeing all of you there. You need to come and shout me out. You need to come and give me some sugar, some love. Right? So those of you who are listening on YouTube, Facebook, let me know if you will be there. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hey, Miss New Village, how are you going?
Hi there. I just want to call this birthday, you know, as I tell you already, I don't know, you are working very extremely hard to debunk the false that is being told. And I am saying again, the PNM party has relaxed too much. Ms. Kamala is saying what they cut in your pension. They want to take a whatever. And they have young people in the party that is computer savvy. Employ them to debunk the things that have been said.
Yeah.
Just sit down and they relax. They feel they win already.
But you know,
you
know, Miss New Village, and I hope you don't mind if I put you on the spot, right? Because well, there's a love between the both of us, and I think we know each other too much years now. So I know that you will appreciate, you know, what I'm going to ask you. In 2010, weren't you one of the persons who was supporting the partnership?
Of course.
And you believe that you felt as though they genuinely had a heart for the nation and they had the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. And I remember you being one of the advocates, and you would have sat down, you listened. You are a spiritual woman. You are an icon in your community. And you sat down and you listen, and you realize, hey, something isn't right.
Pastor Google, let me tell you something.
Go ahead, Miss New Village.
My anger was for that hospital.
Right.
My anger. I clamored, I called radio station. My mother was 90 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother waited 12 hours in San Fernando to get a bed. And let me tell you, I was angry. When my MP and them party, I said, pass, don't stand up in front of me.
And that was the PNM NP?
That's right. I was mad.
Right.
Extremely mad. Let me tell you something. And after, I voted for Kamala. The whole world know because I called the stations and said that.
Yes.
But after what I see was happening, I was in the States and I came back 5 days before. I said, I put her there, I come in to fix you. And it was nice. Right? And I came back. And when I came back, let me tell you, every party that went up for election in my country was in my gallery.
Right.
I told him, Jack, the young man here, I said, boy, you ain't getting a vote. And let me tell you, get her. You will know what it's you. So the Dragonan and all of them came. All of them came and I told them, I said, I put her there and I come to the, and you see me? I am saying again, I came back. I never hold a party yet, but everybody know what I stand for.
Yes.
Everybody know.
Yes.
When it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yes.
And when it's right, it's right. But you see the lies that is being spewed.
Thank you. Miss New Village, and let me tell you something, You could campaign, you could say what you think that Dr. Rowley and the PNM would have done for 10 years that you are dissatisfied with, and campaign on that, But you see, when you want to come with lies, Miss New Village, I don't know how people in good conscience could sit down and say, you know what, I don't care if they lie. I just hate Dr. Rowley. I'm going to vote for that.
Let me tell you something. And you see, PNM parties, they have young people, all right. Like I said, they have young people in every community that's a computer savvy. Give them a phone that they will be able to debunk what is being said. I am saying again, all is not right in my community, All is not right. I'm saying again, I am dissatisfied with some of the things, and my MP know what I'm dissatisfied about. But when the come be too evil, when the come, listen, and everybody know me.
Yes.
Everybody know me.
Yes.
The thing is, I told, and that is what I told Mr. Dillon, and I was good friends. And I mean, he pushed me, they can come in, right? But I'm telling you again, there are people, they're so hooked on party. I told Mr. Dillon that, he came out, but he started late. I said, come in a neutral place. Let people come and express themselves. I told me, empty this one, come in a neutral place. Have a strong meeting. Let people come and express themselves. Tell you how they feel. Follow up things when people come. Follow up. Yes, everybody gets a nice. And listen, I'm saying again, and I pray God that Dr. Rowley and the party could go back and continue to do what they are doing. But you see people in the office, people who are people friendly.
Yeah.
And who, when the MP is coming, let them call and let people know. Yes. I am not 100% pleased. And they know when I get that.
Right.
But I am not.
For the lies.
Seeing the bouncing of the lies, the lies that come on.
Yes.
People and going and cost, and people this and that. And nobody is backing you. Working too hard.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're working too hard.
Thank you.
And I just tell people, that's why you carry rock back in. You ain't call about 3 weeks. I rock back.
Yeah.
Because I find you're working too hard and too much of lies. You can't win election on lies.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
And that is my point. That is, you see how Mr. Village say it there? And that is what I talking about Trinidad and Tobago. That's what I stand for. That's what I stand for. How could you vote? How could you put a leader in office who lying to all you? You want to hear the lies? Listen to this lie. Come on. Let's be real, Trinidad and Tobago. Let us be real. How could you vote and put somebody in office who blatantly lying to you? You seeing the lie, you hearing the lie, you smelling the lie, you still because of whatever? Nah, man. Let me be real.
Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
So this true. That is true what she's saying. Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Google.
Good afternoon.
Pastor Google, that is not true. What Kamala Prasad's sister is saying is not true. What I can read from Kamala Prasad's sister's campaign strategy, and I want to say mislead, but it's going past mislead now. It's just blatant lies.
Thank you. Thank you.
She has gone a step further from the 2010 campaign, 2015 campaign of Cambridge Analytica. I mean, it's just blatant untruth she's telling people. I mean, when you vote a leader, you know what's the meaning of a leader. You can't stand up and take what other country tell you to do. You have to stand up and let them know how it will affect your people. You have to fight for your people. Kamala Prasad's sister when Trump's first term in office. And remember, Trump said that he's going to remove the sitting president of Venezuela. And he had the support of England and Canada and I think it was Argentina, not Argentina, see the Spain or whatever it is. But he had support from countries. And Dr. Ali did as he's doing today, standing by the United Nations laws. And the United Nations laws was formed by who? Not the same Americans. Where's the United Nations office is? Not in the United States. So if they put the law, United States formed this, the main player in forming the United Nations. And they have a law on how you remove a president of a country and the whole thing. Why it is you're going to go back on what your law is? And that is what Dr. Ali stood for, and Dr. Ali went to the United Nations, and he put his case. They understood because he would provide them with the section under the law. And they pulled back, and Donald Trump had no problem in pulling back because I never hear him say anything about it, unless I hear him say he like fellas like Maduro and them, they are strong leaders. But Kamala Prasad's went openly supporting removal of Maduro. And that is a serious problem for Trinidad and Tobago and our closest neighbor, a powerhouse, Venezuela. So to put that Kamala Prasad's as prime minister, with all these things that Kamala Prasad's is saying and doing, to stop the oil and gas deal with Venezuela. She wants to put to drop back the taxes on the businessmen. She wants to do this thing. And Kamala is not speaking anything about how she's going to generate revenue. She's going to give us, she promised to give us all the goodies and nothing about revenue. And it just tells me she'll do the same thing she did when she came in 2010. Those things were a misprint. And then when you start to see, take your 5% and wind to the side, and then you start to see the rampant spending and money cannot be accounted for and all these other things. We could just end back up in the same thing because it's just the same players. She have not demonstrated anything about leadership and how she's going to take the country forward, how she's going to generate the revenue to do all these fancy spending that she's talking about and the promises. So she's just wasting your time, my time, and every time. So I see she's taking out some big ads all over, and I hope you should.
Thank you.
keep some space on your program to get and make some money.
Thank you. And good afternoon.
Pastor Google.
Yo, mommy.
Could you tell me who does advise the opposition leader? Who writes speech for her?
I have no idea.
You have any idea?
I have no idea.
Pastor Google, Keith Christopher Rowley believe in, and I sure, and you know, and nobody can never say underneath Dr. Rowley's watch, there's none of Dr. Rowley cabinet ministers before the court, right? How many cabinet ministers on the UNC side is before the court, Pastor Google? So now she wants to start to scandalize Mr. Young name, right? Stuart Young name, right? That is what she's doing. She wants nothing good for the country. Yeah, what I'm telling you about? I want you to go back and find out from me who does write her speech for her. Or she have any advisor, right, Pastor Google? If it's too much a bottle of water, she'd be drinking, right? Have a good one.
Thank you very much, mommy. Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hey! I see you throw me away.
No, Pastor Google, you know what happened to me? I and that lady carrying same planet, you know. But I could never be so wicked, boy. Gosh, I have never seen wickedness so. Gosh, boy. No, not at all. You don't do that to your country. But anyhow, she say you had to support your party, not country.
Thank you.
She didn't hide to say it.
Thank
you.
You
understand? And then she had this man with this coffin dragging all over the place. She talk about blood
Well,
will
that
flow.
same man who dragging that coffin right now, if you hear the kind of things he's saying.
I know she blank him. Yeah. She talk about blood will flow through the streets. She talk about that. All that kind of thing. And had this man dragging this coffin from pillar to post. She don't care nothing. And she said plain, you have to support your party. Who care what country, go to hell.
Yep.
She didn't hide to say it, you know.
Yeah.
You understand? She didn't hide to say it.
Thank
She
you.
did not hide. She said it in plain words. You understand? What? God in control, not man.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Pleasant good evening to you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
This thing is really alarming, you know. You're telling me that people in this country would hate Dr. Rowley so much that they will prefer to border on the line of treason with Kamala with this foolishness that she behaving with?
Yes. So let me ask you something. When you vote a government into office and you vote them to provide proper health care, to provide water, education, housing, you know the works, and you know that?
Correct.
Right.
100%.
Right. If the government is doing what you put them to do, right? Wouldn't you say thank you?
Of course you would.
All right.
Any right-thinking person would do that.
All right. If you remove that government who is doing what they're supposed to do, because you're seeing them doing it, they build a hospital, they build hospitals, they build schools, they dig wells to get water for us. We saw all of that, right? But we say that we're going to remove them, right? And you're saying here what? That's what they're supposed to do, but they're doing it. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. Okay? You're putting another government into office, sir. Listen to my question to you, You want to put somebody else in office. The desal plant. You remember the desal plant?
Yes, I do.
You remember the debt that they have placed us in with that desal plant?
Yep.
The water treatment plant with SIS. The billions of dollars that they left this country with, and up to now we can't see a water treatment plant. You listen to me?
Yep. Yes, I'm listening.
You borrow money to build a children's hospital. You take an administration building in San Fernando. It was designed for administration. It was designed to put offices for government ministries. You took that building and converted it into a hospital that up to today there are challenges in that building. And you telling me that you want to bring back that? You really want to fool us to bring back that? Are we serious? People in San Fernando should even think twice to vote for Faris and Brian Manning. Every time you pass on the on High Street on the Paris Promenade and Independence Avenue, and you look at that building that Miss Bissessa trashed, you should not even be thinking twice.
My thing is, you see that politics of emotions, it is messing up the country completely because no one, absolutely no one, unfortunately, wants to do any type of research. They are solely dependent on people on social media, the UNC, to push a certain narrative. Because I am seeing, I don't know if you had seen it, but a young guy now just came into social media as well. And this young guy is talking all sorts of madness about the government focusing on Colin Imbert with this issue with the Auditor General, and you talk about the amount of misinformation, and he's even saying that, listen, Colin Imbert hasn't given us enough information, and I'm like, what the hell is really going on in this country? People have, for some strange reason, bought into the madness that's going on. And it's really difficult when you're trying to actually bring some level of sanity to the conversation. They are just locked into foolishness. Pastor Google, let me tell you something. I am on social media and I have been putting out videos upon videos upon videos. And you would not believe the amount of fight back I consistently get simply for putting the truth out there. Simply for putting the truth out there.
But look at me.
There are many people, Pastor Google, I literally had to block because when they couldn't debate you, they started to get nasty.
But so look at simple me. What they say about my family, what they have, how far they reach with my family, how far they reach with all. Boy, it's not easy. It's a fight. And I want to encourage you because I see some of the work that you put out there, and I want to encourage you, but it is a fight. Let us not fool ourselves. Some people prefer ignorance and lies than truth. That's the reality of where we live.
But do you know what I realized also, Pastor Google, before I go? I realized, because I'm seeing this on social media, when people realize that the facts that you're bringing forth is too powerful to actually debate, they either disappear or they start to get really nasty.
Yeah.
And I reached a stage now where I had to literally put out a video warning people to stop with that nastiness on my page. Go to Arnold Roberts, go to Dave Nackett page, but don't bring that. And just this morning I had to block about 4 of them because they were getting very nasty simply because they could not debate the issues. It's a fight, but trust me, I'm not giving up, sir.
Thank you very much, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
I will never. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, so, like a topic and everything, but the opposition is going into fear-mongering.
So hear what, Daniel, you know I like to talk to my callers, eh?
Yeah, no problem.
No, you see what you just said there? It is very true.
Yep.
It is very true. Now, what Miss New Village said, I totally agree with. We need somehow, the People's National Movement need to get their youth league and their young people to start to put out information videos, and debunk because let me tell you something. It's going to get worse.
Yes, it will.
And Danish Rambly warned us, and he's warning us.
Yes, exactly. Just last week.
He warned us, and some of us are ignoring it. You listen to some of how they're people who support them, how they talk.
Yeah.
Listen how they're presenting what they're presenting to you.
Yes.
And they're making you feel as though because you're not seeing it the way they're seeing it, something is really wrong with you.
That is the problem.
You know what is frightening? Is that imagine somebody lying to you. You seeing that they're lying to you, and somebody is coming to tell you something wrong with you because you don't want to accept the lie.
You don't accept the lie. Correct. they're getting nasty because they're calling us LB on the nation radio, you know.
Serious?
They say in the whole world, you know. They said it yesterday. Yesterday, an announcer from your station who comes after said it plain, the whole word. He said it more than once.
Wow.
I recorded it. He didn't say LB. I wouldn't say it. He said them LB, PNM, and them. Sycophants. How we say it? LB. Yeah, he said it. He said it, and I could quote it because I taped it. This is how far they're going.
But you know they say I just tape, but they don't know that other person's listening and taping them.
I like, what?
Yeah.
Then I say, okay, I know you go say it again because he was in a kind of rage now, and he said it again.
Wow.
I say, right. Yes, he said he said it. He said it. Some other caller will call you and tell you know that he said it. But also, you see this thing with Imbert? The Auditor General did not find the problem in our central bank. If we clearly understand this whole thing, so then the Auditor General office was not doing their job. Because the issue, the Auditor General did not bring it up, you know, was the central bank that brought it up. Also, they have this racism thing that they're pushing. They're pushing the racism. And also, the Kamala said she's going to challenge Young to the court.
Yeah.
Now, remember, this is not about winning, you know, in the court, you know. It's about challenging the system.
The system,
but if you check from the whole COVID, all they did was challenge. They know they're not going to win, you know, but it's about challenging the system. I have a right to, so then I'm going to do it. That is what they're doing. Challenging the system to show that, hey, you know, we could do it. We could challenge the system. Look, the hospital yesterday, the news was only playing what Dr. Rory said about the oil. I listened to all the newscasts, and they focus on the oil and not that the hospital is open. 5 hospitals open. That is 5.14, Arima, Grandi, Roxborough, Port of Spain. What we want again?
Wow.
What we want again? But thanks, Pastor Gold.
You're welcome, sir.
Y'all keep at it. This fear-mongering, we had to debunk these lies.
And lies. We call it fear-mongering, and there's another word for it, bullying.
Bullying, correct. Pushing it to, hey, this is like you watching me and seeing a mango tree and telling me it's a pear tree.
Thank you.
And if I telling you it's not that, you vex at me.
Yep.
And you want to call me names and all reasons and watch now. It get and as you said, it's going to get worse.
Yep, it's going to get worse. And
it's going to get worse.
We have to toughen up.
Yes, and another thing to Pastor Google, the date for elections must be given. Is how much it does it have a law?
I think it's 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
3 months?
No, they have 3 months. The 3 months threshold. But if you have 6 weeks after the announcement. Yeah. After the announcement.
So all those are things that you know, PNM don't mess with these kind of laws and stuff like that. So we don't have to worry about the date or call and thing. The 28th of April is. Well, we'll see what's going on.
We'll see what's going on.
Yes.
Thanks very much, caller.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, me again. Sorry to call back.
Yeah.
I want some reminder. When the UNC won election, they had sent away all the URP workers in the office. You know?
Yeah, they send them everybody. They send them everybody.
They had to go to court to get the money. You know?
Yeah. I remember Jack Warner say that. Jack Warner tell people who on board and thing, get off.
My nephew was on contract inside Point of Pay as an accountant. And if it was 30 of them, they sent all home. My nephew now is in Philadelphia, and all the things that go through that state have to pass through his office.
Mr. Village.
So all things work together for good.
Mr. Village.
And I want to say again, when I sat with them. I sat in the Union Hall with Rosia and all of them, and I tell them as is, you know.
Okay.
Right? And when the people came in my gallery, but what I want to say, though they know what I stood for, right? I could have walked in everybody's office and asked what I want on behalf of people and got it.
Right.
Mr. Rakiram came in my
after go for a break, Mr. Village.
Right.
So we will
have to remember, and let us remember that things is not so good, and I ask him to fix it.
Right.
Have a nice.
Same to you. Caller, I know that you're there, but you have to see how quick you could do it.
Awesome. I expect people to talk to me, you know. Because I say same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to push someone to me, and I show them facts.
Yeah.
And the guy who volatile and almost violent, you know.
Yeah. That's what it is.
I want to. I think one thing among them, and when you've been facts, they want to cuss you.
Yep.
They want to cuss you, you know, and call them names, you know.
Yep.
People talk to me.
Yep.
And possibly before, but you see that's were you sure? If you understand, most people get nightmares of all that, eh?
I know. I go for a break and come back.
Yeah.
This meal tip is being brought to you by Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste.
Lent is here, and the castle is making fasting easy and tasty. Come enjoy any of our 5 delicious fish options, all made with a fresh catch, seasoned local style, and cooked to golden perfection. Try the fish meal. 2 slices of fish with a side. The fish combo. 2 slices of fish, 1 side, and a drink. Maybe the fish sandwich combo of 1 sandwich, a side, and a drink. Want more fish? Well, the Royal Fish Meal is for you. Enjoy a slice of fish, a fish sandwich with a side and a drink. Or maybe you just want our famous fish sandwich. The delicious Lenten specials are hot and waiting for you at your nearest Royal Castle.
Here's a tasty meal tip from Royal Castle. Sometimes you just feel like eating a nice sandwich, right? The sensation of biting into a soft bun with the crunch of fresh lettuce and the taste of tomatoes along with the added condiments, all a treat to your taste buds. At Royal Castle, our sandwiches are a hit. Try the center breast chicken and flying fish sandwiches, the wholesome veggie burger, and at selected locations you can also get the grilled salad or grilled sandwiches. So when you get the craving, remember that the Castle has some delicious sandwiches. Ask for them in a combo too with your favorite side and a drink. Royal Castle, our culture, our taste.
In this month, close to 2 billion Muslims worldwide observe Ramadan, their most holy and beloved month, yet most difficult. 30 days of fasting from food and drink and praying build mental fortitude and closeness to Allah. There is a lesson in their sacrifice, discipline, and faith, a motivation to us all to be resilient and look forward to a brighter day. Just as the hunger of Ramadan ends with the joys of Eid, it is our prayer that the power of this holy month inspire humanity to awaken, to remember God, and to make this world a better place. Ramadan Mubarak to our Islamic community and our nation from your Royal Castle.
That tip was brought to you by Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste.
Right, I'm back with you. I'm going back to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
It is clear for anybody who has listened to what you played and who have been following the statements since the UNC opposition began running their election ad, who was calling for sanctions.
Thank you. I thought I wasn't clear, you know.
Nah. You were crystal clear as they say. But there's a few things I want to remind people of. So you recall in the whole atmosphere when Trinidad and Tobago was stating its position with respect to the Venezuelan elections and so on, and what CARICOM's position was?
Yes.
CARICOM's position was that the people of Venezuela would go through a process as in any other country, and the person who is declared the winner by the will of the Venezuelan people will be who the region would deal with. It turned out to be Mr. Maduro. And then in the run-up before that, remember Juan Guaido?
Yes.
He was the president of the assembly. And what did they...
They supported Guaido?
The opposition, thank you, and other world leaders. Where is Guaido now? I think Guaido is facing charges of fraud and so on with respect to monies that were spent to him to assist him from the same U.S. aid program that Trump is trying to close down now. That is the United States Agency for International Development. Because they came forward, right? They came forward and said, we support Guaido. Where is he now? He's not even the opposition leader recognized in Venezuela now, isn't it? And this woman and her minions, Dr. Munidal and them, called for there to be sanctions against our government for supporting Maduro. And she said the only reason why the government was supporting Maduro was because of the cross-border gas deal, right? Now here it is now. The Prime Minister made a statement about the gas deal, and he is correct. He laid out bare first. We are now down to 2-point-something billion liters of gas a day, where we once did 4 billion, because that is what is required for us to service the downstream industries and so on. And if the deals do not go through, or the off-pack licenses are withdrawn as threatened by the Secretary of State now, Mr. Rubio, that will be disastrous to us. Pastor Google, could you answer me one question? Could you give me an answer to this question? When money comes into the national economy from the oil and gas sector, from the energy sector, is that money UNC or PNM?
No. The
money is for the entirety of the country. It's for Trinidad and Tobago, not so?
Yes.
And this has been the government's position from day one. So to be running around rejoicing that these are collapsing. And she said that Minister Young and the Prime Minister were naive. But dealing with the multinationals was not the only thing that the government did. The government also went to the Far East, Japan, and renegotiated gas deals there. They also went to the Saudi Arabia and the Emirates. Not so fast.
Of course, and Dr. Oli would have went at length yesterday to explain the redesigning, I would use it cautiously, of the LNG plants.
Of course, exactly. And the arrangement that the government is trying is not just North-South trade with here in North America and Europe. We're also looking at South-South to Asia, to Africa, and so on. That is why the preferred bidder for the refinery is what? Is an African company. Huh? And people are saying that this person is serious about governing this country. What is their plan? We know what is the plan from the government. What is their plan to have the economy move forward in a world that we realize is becoming increasingly difficult?
Well, I hear the loudmouth. I heard the loudmouth senator saying that they will go and renegotiate the gas deal with Venezuela.
But if the permission is denied for this government, it will come back with them?
Yeah.
No, because once Maduro remains in place, is what Trump and Rubio is saying, they will, anybody who deals with them, they will treat them in a particular way. But I'll leave it with this one. I want people forgot that the first trip Marco Rubio made in becoming the Secretary of State was Latin America. Started with El Salvador, Nicaragua, and came down. Panama, and then he went to Venezuela. You know what they agreed to in Venezuela? They allowed energy exports of Venezuela for them to get hard cash in exchange for Venezuela allowing Venezuela agreeing to take repatriated citizens who will be being deported. That happened, Pastor Google?
Yeah, I played that here.
Oh.
I played that here.
Oh,
and there were Venezuelans who were saying, well, look at how we stick with Mr. Maduro for 6 years because Donald Trump and Maduro strike a deal to accept the parties.
But Trinidad and Tobago must turn its back on arrangements being made cross-border with Venezuela. But America could do that to secure their interests. But we, 7 miles away, mustn't secure our interests. And that makes good financial and diplomatic sense. Pastor, give me a break. You have a good afternoon, sir, and enjoy your trip home. Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon, sir.
Blessings to you, man. And to the Keep Christopher Prime Minister, Keep Christopher Rowley. To this contention, God loves you all. Now, let me get to the point. you had a clip that you had a podcast with a gentleman, an African gentleman who was in the belly of the beast. And he discussed what happened while he was on the way to attend a UNC meeting. And in that meeting, when he opened the door, he saw them inside there. Chosen few had a picture with the Prime Minister, Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, and they had a gorilla picture also. You can remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I will leave you to do the rest. So go on. God bless you.
Yes, I remember that very well, caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You need to remind me of that one.
It's a video where they have Dr. Rowley face, and then you will see them churning it into a ape.
You see, this is the rules. That's why I keep telling you. And people want us to support a party of that nation.
Hey, let me tell you something. You see, when Danish Rambly come out and tell you it has shark did it, I believe it has shark did it.
No, Pastor.
No, I don't care what nobody have to say. You see, when Danish Rambly came out and he said, "Oh, hear what's going on now? The racism, you understand, and other things that he put."
I check the pay and pay he. What's wrong with you?
Oh, they pay him to say that?
Yes. You forget to get that man a check the other day or what?
Well, just now, you wait right there. You see, you wait right there.
Yeah, we used to come into play. Them fellas them get bought out.
Really?
Yeah?
Well, stay right there. I want to play something. You see what you just said there? Wait, just now.
I come into debate you with that, you know what you telling me?
Well, wait, just now. Listen to this then. Listen to this. And those of you on the live, watch this.
Of the organization, the president general of the organization, that is his son. So therefore, what do you think is happening? What do you think is going to happen? At the end of the day, this is worrying to me, because you know what? People have come to me and they have said, "Sean, we have concerns," and we'll talk about those concerns in a while. Let's go again. I can tell you tonight. Look at this. This is how Africans are being portrayed all over the internet. Go again. Right? In almost every ad where you're seeing they're talking about people who are hungry and people who need the Senate is African people. And this is being pushed by who? The United National Congress.
You hear that? You hear that?
No.
The man is saying that every ad to talk about who hungry and who hungry and who hungry.
But I keep telling you that PNM constituency people suffering. Look at PNM constituency. What are you telling me? In PNM constituency, all you're suffering. But I'm telling you that since 2015, I'm telling you that way to 2020. Since 2020, the target is to target the African mind. To target you to make you feel you're suffering. To make you feel you're being oppressed by a particular race. The PNM ain't doing nothing for all you. Look how the PNM have all your constituents. Look at the UNC constituents compared to our PNM only. Why? Yeah? And all they keep voting for much years, all they ain't changing, all they ain't seeing. Hear the difference. You know what the difference is? It have no Dole Chedi. It ain't have no minister who's sitting down with nobody to get no kickback. It have no live sport. It have no Rajiv Ali.
Yeah, now the man show pictures, you know. And you know when I went back to see it.
Racist. Anytime all you show that picture, all they're racist.
Oh, yeah, but it's not me who's showing it though. It's an East Indian man who's showing it, not me. And he is saying, and he is.
Anytime all you talk so, all they're racist.
Well, listen now.
The man who's showing that clip, he ain't racist. Eh?
No, because he's an East Indian. How you racist?
They did not respond to him.
They didn't respond to him. They didn't respond to him.
Even the man who come in after you in the testicular fortitude to say that what that clip you played it, so you play it to respond back to that. we are living in I tell them, the thing that Trump gave Americans to drink, like some of them get it here in punching. Because they're still going to tell me, the Auditor General, we still missing money, Pastor Google. They're still telling me that Vincent Nelson was a setup. Email gate. The Prime Minister went and lied. So I wonder if the judge all the way in Miami is a madman to make them go and ask Google for the report. So the judge is a madman. The evidence that Queen's Counsel, now King's Counsel, Vincent Nelson, who went to court in Trinidad and Tobago, with the evidence that was provided by the English government towards the Trinidad government, and Vincent Nelson's own evidence and bank statement to where he sent his wire transfer to a former attorney general and a lawyer in Trinidad and Tobago, and he gets charged and turned state witness. That's a lie, Pastor Weber.
Yeah, nah, you gave me a headache.
No, because you know what we have to remember? For 20-something years, I have a group of people tell me the airport scandal was a fake. But
here I was saying to you, because you're going real far back there. I didn't want to go so far. I go in right here. I stayed right within the zone. Right within the zone. And within the zone, you are telling people, because I don't want to leave here with people not remembering this. She asked a question. Who it is? She asked Dr. Rowley who it is calling for sanctions. Who it is scaring people. And if you go all quite back to what you talking about there, I want to play what she said.
Who calling for sanctions? But she's the one who called for sanctions.
And that is what, and that
is not against the government. It's against George Young and Dr. Rowley.
Yeah, so but I played that. But and you're coming late. I played that already. But I am playing for Trinidad and Tobago now. I am playing for Trinidad and Tobago now, where she have an ad playing on the UNC Facebook page, telling people this. This is what she's telling people on the UNC Facebook page.
I want to hear.
Listen to what she is telling people on the UNC Facebook page.
If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to...
So, I go on.
She knows something I don't know?
Well, I don't know. I go on, and I don't want to know. I go on. Have a good afternoon. Have a good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I out of here.
But she said Biden didn't know what you were doing, you know. So Trump know what you're doing, so she's a Trump supporter. Enjoy evening.
This fight is about bread, butter, and justice. And we fight with blood, sweat, and tears. We won't give up, we won't surrender, and we shall overcome. When talking about labor here in Trinidad, you can't leave out Butler, the man from Hyderabad. He appears and disappears, so the people say. I hear he made an appearance just the other day, and he said, what he say? Roger, comrade Roger, Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, comrade Roger, I know you've been there before. How come you ain't seen corruption evermore? Roger, comrade Roger, boy, you down there on your own, looking like a hungry dog begging for a bone. Roger. They say you made the best offer for the refinery, but they still looking for a buyer. They scorn your money. That must be a bitter pill. Of course you're gonna be angry But remember what Stalin say, black man don't get nothing easy. I know you agree. Rosie, comrade Rosie, Rosie, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Rosie, comrade Rosie, I know you've been